All of us will endure pain under certain circumstances, but unnecessary pain. Don't know whether you have seen bow hunters, but bow hunters are very quiet. But if they don't really know what they're doing, the animal can suffer for days.
I never take a shot at an animal. I don't feel that I'm 100% sure that I can make a proper kill, a quick, clean kill.
I suspect that a lot of people who bow hunt actually do train and do that well. But the bow hunting requires a far higher level of skill. You have ballistics, which you have to take into consideration, which are highly complicated. And because of imponderabilia, which are neglectable in gun shooting, like side wind and obstacles on the way, bow hunting is just a far less safe form of killing.
If one's goal in hunting is to kill what one is hunting as efficiently as possible, then it would be silly to go bow hunting.
It's much more challenging an experience using traditional equipment than using modern technology.
I'm basically asking for well-skilled hunters. If we have highly skilled hunters who know how to handle it so well that they can prove to me that that reduces pain, that's a different affair.
I think the issue of what type of tool one uses when one hunts, whether one hunts with a slingshot, a bow and arrow, a rifle, or something else, and how that relates to the amount of suffering that that tool causes is an issue of personal choice and personal responsibility. And it's a good example of where I don't think there are clear-cut moral principles that govern one there.
I've enjoyed just being out there. You get up early in the morning and you go out into the woods and you watch the sun come up. You listen to the squirrels come alive and the birds come alive. You see things that you'll never see in New York City.
So I think that bow hunters, in some ways, simply extend a set of values about what is interesting, important, and worthwhile about hunting that are held by most hunters.
Most of the students I have are adults, and they're learning that now they can have a much longer, much more rewarding experience being out there hunting with archery equipment, whether being successful or not is secondary to being out there and enjoying the experience of the outdoors.
It's simply that they maybe place much less emphasis on outcome, on product, and much more emphasis on the process of hunting.
Because I don't hunt just for the thrill of hunting. I hunt because I enjoy nature. I hunt to be in the outdoors. There's something to be said about watching the sunrise and watching the sunset from the side of a mountain and enjoying nature at its best, whether you take an animal or not. Most of the time I don't even take one.
I don't think anybody can dispute that we have to do something about the maintenance of a steady environment in order to feed the deer. This is not stable, the environment is going down, biodiversity is much lower than it would be with a healthy, which means smaller deer population. So if you want to go over the problem with the deer, you have to address it in the context of a necessity to do something about the situation.
People ought to think a lot more about hunting.
Hunting isn't really the problem. Hunting is part of the solution, and it might not be the solution you like. Other solutions are possible. Bow hunting is one solution, not my preferred one, but I'm not going to outlaw it. Answer to your question, we need hunting. Do I personally endorse it? I will not say, because that would divide my class in the ones who believe in what I believe and the ones who don't believe in what I believe. Deer have at least a life which is somehow wild and species adequate. Well, our beef on the hoof definitely doesn't. I think if you're an animal rights defender, you should start with the animal shelters, and you should start with the feedlots and what we did with the meat industry.